I got a surprise.
You got a surprise?
Yeah.
What's the surprise?
Remember last podcast?
Yeah. Oh, you brought it back?
I had it with me this whole week.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
Yeah. At least I brought it back.
Yeah.
I told you I was just borrowing it. Remember?
I guess you weren't lying. Yeah.
Did what I said I was gonna do.
That's what we do on here. Is this the same lighter I had last week?
Damn, we're doing pretty good.
Well, you still stole my lighter. Like I said, you
made
were
it
going
back
to.
though.
You did what I said you were going to do.
It usually disappears into a black hole and we never see it again.
Welcome to episode 15 of the Scaling Up podcast. I have to do the intro like that while I still have the stash.
Still talking like that?
That just made me realize I'm going to start talking like that tonight again because I need to practice before tomorrow. Yeah. I just realized that was shit.
You should do a live stream and only talk like that. It's actually good practice.
Dude, I'm going to lose my shit doing that because the comments, why is he talking like that? Who is this? Wait, is that the Russian guy? What happened? Where are his tattoos? Bro, I'm going to lose my shit.
That'd be funny as fuck.
Speaking of the live stream, I'm going to talk about my last live stream in a bit. But before we do that, make sure to subscribe, guys. Number one, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, what the fuck is wrong with you? And also, $5 and up super thanks. We read them at the end of every episode. So yeah, you're going to see how that is at the end of the episode. But if you leave a super thanks, $5 and up, whether you want to leave hate, whether you want to start a conversation, whatever it is, we'll read it at the end. And yeah, week 2 of looking like a registered sex offender with this mustache. If you told me fucking 10 days ago when I first shaved the beard off that I would still be walking around with the stash 10 days later, I would not have believed you. I can't believe I still have it.
I can't believe either. I can't believe you're sticking with it for this long.
At this point, I don't know how long I'm going to stick with it because I feel like Sir is just such a good character.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to do it tomorrow.
Imagine, what if the video gets 1 million views and you can never grow a beard again?
Like if this is the new thing to go viral, fuck it.
Yeah, you're keeping it?
Like if it's for the...
If every video went viral, you would keep it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's a couple...
That's pretty easy question.
There's a couple reasons why. Because number one, I'm having so much fun with this character. I haven't been this fucking...
Pretty easy to do. Compared to other characters, it's pretty easy.
Well, we don't know. We haven't done it outside of an expo yet. And I'm going to talk about how the whole expo went. This is what this whole episode is about in a bit. But it was actually really hard to do pranks at the expo. But I feel like outside of an expo, it's going to be like super easy, actually pretty fun. But
just the whole preparation is really easy too. As far as keeping up with the look, but, well, I don't know, because you do have to re-bleach it and all that.
And I've been having to shave every day on top of shaving my head every day, so.
True.
It is a bit of a production. Not as bad as putting tattoos on and shit, but I have a good feeling about this, because I just have so many funny ideas. If it's been making me laugh for this long, like, usually that's when you know it's going to be good, but it could also be a flop. You never really know until you actually do it, but I have a good feeling about this one.
Yeah.
So a couple reasons why, if this did go well, why I would keep the look for a bit, because remember how the last translator video went?
Yeah.
Trying to film it, everybody already fucking knows the Vladimir character. Like, when I go out in public as Eric versus Vladimir, like if I go out in public dressed as Vladimir, like I'm getting stopped nonstop. Way more of the haha, what's your TikTok? If I had a new character, a new look that went viral, and it was still kind of a secret from like the masses for a bit.
The first couple months at least.
Yeah, so that's one reason why I wouldn't mind it. And number two, like I said, I prefer this to clean shaven. I actually dread the day I have to shave this off and the awkward phase between when the beard grows back, because I do not like looking like a fucking district manager of CVS or like I work at a fucking bank.
You gotta get a job for those couple weeks.
To match the look?
You have to go grocery shopping?
Yeah, I have to sit in the 9 to 5 traffic.
You should do a NPC character for that time.
I mean, that's what I fucking look like if you took the muscle away. Like, at least I still have the muscle, so it's not like super NPC, but
NPC character.
Like a muscular NPC. Yeah, and that's the scariest to me, to look like I'm normal. Like I'm just a normal NPC.
I feel that.
That's the last thing I want to look like.
Me too.
Like I said, with this look, it's like, I don't know who this guy is if they don't know who I am, but he's somebody. Like, there's no way he just works a regular 9 to 5 job.
What the fuck does this guy do? He might be a sex offender or something.
Wait, is that the guy from Alex Rosen's video? Bro, I swear to God, I'm still, every time I'm at the gym, there's a couple times every workout where I look in the mirror and I'm wearing these glasses too.
Yeah.
And just I look at myself.
The glasses like actually make it to where you look like a registered sex offender.
Do you think I should wear these glasses or the sunglasses for the character?
For the Surrey character, for the Olympia, I think the other ones work better. But for this character, from going from more like a creep, I think these will work.
Well, I needed the sunglasses at the Olympia to cover the eyebrows, so less people would recognize me.
Right.
But
This
for
is
the
funnier,
creep,
though.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, like there's this one guy at my gym who is like super flamboyant, and he does these weird dances in the middle of his workout. Like he's like tweaking out like all over the place, and like I don't know if he's trying to draw attention, but
Just a gay guy or something?
yeah, but he looks like he's on a shit ton of meth or like some hard drug every time. I wonder when
Is he in shape or does he look like a crackhead? I mean, some crackheads are in shape though.
he looks like a crackhead who kind of works out, but I wonder if people look at me like that when they just see me like burst out laughing for no reason. Like I'm doing a set and I look at myself in the mirror and it's just like...
Not even with your phone out or nothing. You're just laughing at yourself.
Just laughing at myself. I mean, shit, hopefully...
It's one thing if you're looking at a text or something, but
yeah.
You're just looking in the mirror just laughing.
Because I'm just picturing like how... Like what people are going to think when this character says the creepy shit, but... I mean, I hope people find it as funny as I do. So... We'll see. And before we go into the Expo talk, our last podcast where we talked about Big Boy did pretty fucking well. But of course, you know, whenever a video gets into the algorithm, that comes with the retards in the comments.
Yeah.
Which when you're getting the retards, that's a sign that you're doing something right.
It's a great sign.
Like when it's all fans in the comments, it's like, shit.
Yeah.
Video's not in the algorithm yet.
Yeah.
When you get the retards, it's like, yes. But I don't even know why I'm going to address the retards because they're not even going to watch this video. They were just scrolling probably. I'm just talking to myself here. Like, just going to look at the wall while I talk.
That's the retards.
Yeah. So them saying nobody knows who you two are. You have 5K subs. You're nowhere near Big Boy's level. A ton of people said we only have 5K subs.
Yeah.
They think this is our only channel.
For Big Boy gets like 7K views on the best video.
No, for real. But yeah, if you look at total, like if you're using YouTube metrics, if you look at total views, Big Boy has under 350 million. Combined, we have 750 million. I alone have 500 million. You have 250 million on your two channels.
What are you talking about? Views or?
Total views.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just not true.
Yeah.
Combined, we have...
Plus Instagram, I have hundreds of millions too.
And think about just how many people clip my Vladimir shit.
Yeah.
And you're in a lot of those videos. One of the comments said, like, you should box Big Boy because nobody knows who Tanner is. Well, anybody who really knows... Yeah. I'm not a fucking boxer, number one. Like, what do I have to do with any of this?
That's like Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
No, they said I should box Big Boy, not you.
Oh, that's not what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but they said that nobody knows who you are, but I'm apparently way more popular. But
well, guess what? Y'all motherfuckers gonna find out one way or another.
No, but by extension, anybody that really like follows me should know who you are.
Yeah.
And again, we're not even talking about all the clips. Like, dude,
you think he did know when he first walked up? There's actually, I wanted to show you his face when he first looked at me. It was just, I can't tell if he's like terrified or what, but his face is like I don't know if he knows who I am or he just, I don't know. It was funny. Like when I first walked up and he looked at me, he was like he just looked weird.
Well, I don't know because they didn't let me go up after.
Yeah.
So I don't know because I feel like they would have stopped you too.
I kind of snuck my way up pretty good. I went last second when Yuki was at the very front, and I just walked right in.
And before we get into the Expo Talk 2, I was actually watching a video that Fred Beyer made, and
I watched that video too.
Pretty entertaining video.
Yeah.
But what I took out of it is that he entered a boxing tournament that Adin Ross was holding, where anybody can enter, and the winner gets $20K. And apparently you watched it too, and you said that you could have easily beat everybody.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was skimming through it, and it looked very, very amateur. And I texted Zach, and I was like, hey, how did Fred get in
Zach, right?
Yeah. And I was like, how did Fred get in that boxing match? And he said that he went to an open, basically like a audition kind of for boxing.
Was that it?
To get in the tournament. Yeah. And it's open. Anybody can pull up, I guess. I'm sure you just sign a waiver, and if they have an opponent for you, you just box. And then if, I don't know if you win, you get in the tournament or whatever. I don't know how you get in the tournament, but it's like an audition to get in the tournament.
Well, it's not even about the $20K. It's just, I feel like that would be a foot in the door.
100%.
If you pulled up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm confident you would win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'd be there as your Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I'm sure
great content.
We'd have all the eyes there on us.
Yeah.
Like if Fred Beyer got all the attention.
Yeah, for sure. That was his first time ever boxing.
He did pretty good for first time. Yeah. But all I'm saying is it's on you to keep up with Adin, to find out when the next tournament is. Like you need to be on top of that shit. Yeah. Zach said join the Discord. Join the fucking Discord.
I did join the Discord, but I got to figure out how to use it. I don't know. You got to show me. It's weird.
Discord is confusing.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. But
I joined it right away.
Also, if you guys want to help us out, closely follow Adin. Let us know when the next fucking tournament is. Because if we know about it, Tanner's fucking there.
I don't really know how they announce it. I'm assuming, I guess, on their Discord and probably on his streams. But I never watch live streams, so I would never catch it there. I'd have to, like, look for updates. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's not something that they advertise too much, because think about it, if Adin like made an Instagram post, there would be like fucking 20,000 people there. So they probably do try to make it kind of low key. So it's just a matter of, it's on you, but also if you guys could help us out and find out when it is, and then Tanner will be there, and that of course means I'll be there. It's Paul Heyman.
I'm going to a boxing gym on Thursday. We're going, right? Spar with some heavyweights. So we'll see how that goes. You guys will see it on my channel.
You're just going to announce that?
Yeah.
What if you get your ass beat?
I'm still going to post it.
Okay.
First time sparring in 2 years. I'm about to get off on him.
All right, so let's get into the expo now. So before the main expo video, I actually posted a vlog showing the whole process of shaving my beard, and YouTube straight fucked me in the ass, the YouTube algorithm on that video. I don't know how the fuck it performed as poorly as it did, because last year when I did the shaving vlog, it got 100K in one day. It was popping. And then this year, they just didn't recommend it to anybody. And then when I went on my live the other day, I went like this. I was assuming, you know, people have seen the video. If they're getting recommended the live, those are the people that would have been recommended the video. But everybody's like, oh, why did you shave? Why do you look like this? Why did you do that? Where's the beard? And that's just crazy that my fucking live is recommended to people. I'm not a live streamer. I just do that for fun pretty much. But my main video didn't get recommended. That was fucking weird. Some glitch in the matrix. But at least the main Wayne people video is doing well.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah, it's a straight fucking banger. When we were filming it, you remember, I was pretty fucking disappointed.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't going well. I thought people were just taking it as a joke.
Usually always like that, especially at those videos where you're just trying to get the best video possible.
Yeah, I usually underestimate how good it is until I watch it back.
I feel like I even do too. Not as much as you usually, but like a lot of days I'll be filming, I'm like, damn, I didn't really get shit, and it ends up being like a full video. It happens a lot, you know? Because you rewatch it and you're like, all right, some of these reactions are pretty fucking funny.
But back to the vlog also, I thought it turned out pretty fucking good. It was better than last year's vlog, because last year I didn't have much to work with. Yeah. I pretty much just shaved my beard alone in my house and then FaceTimed you, and you weren't here, and I was just all alone. And
the vlog was funny.
Was in the end. Yeah, my true colors came out. Yeah. It's funny how, like, when we were filming the scene over here, trying on the costumes, I'm like, we know we're being filmed. It wasn't as entertaining as when the camera was just on and I wasn't planning on using that footage. Yeah. And just my true colors come out.
Yeah, when we were looking for the mall and shit.
Yeah. And then you see how I really am. Like, I just turn into a, like, when I'm filming, you guys want to be my cameraman? Watch that video. That's what you're going to have to deal with.
Shit, that's like on that's like on an edited level too. Like, it happens so quick, but it actually takes so long. Like, we're walking around for like, how fucking long were we walking around?
And I'm with you and D-Bob, two of the people I like the most. If you're some new guy I'm just meeting for the first time, imagine how much of a menace I'm actually going to be. So, yeah, just some days I film, especially right before an expo, I'm just on edge. That's how I am, but it made it entertaining to watch. Yeah. It's definitely more entertaining than when you're actually like, hey, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Politically Correct. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm cool with showing how I actually am. I feel it's more entertaining. Yeah, we do need to vlog more, especially on days we're filming when D-Bob's out here.
100%.
Just leave the camera. Like, you were onto something. Maybe just leave the cameras on somewhere. Yeah. And there will be a lot of funny shit that goes on.
Bro, we need like cameras in our houses and our cars, dash cams, just catch small moments, you know? Yeah. Because funny shit happens all the time.
For sure. But yeah, so part 10 turned out a lot better than I thought it did as it was actually going on, because as it was going on, I thought that people were just kind of taking it as a joke, like, haha, what's your TikTok? But I actually, like, when I watched it back, I could not stop laughing. Like,
I feel like a lot of the people actually didn't realize it was you at first either. They did after a couple minutes, but at first, most of them didn't realize it. Even like Chef Rush, I don't think he really realized it at first. Right. Even the Tren Twins.
So like Renato last year, nobody was expecting that. So like nobody recognized me. What's really perfect about the reactions I got is that a couple of them legit had no clue who I was. And that's how you get a true genuine reaction. Like when people already know that I'm about to weigh them, are they really honest when they say their real weight? Like, that doesn't count, you know? We'll talk about that in a minute, but as Renato, like, nobody even knew I was at the expo. It's like I was invisible. Well, this time, actually, a lot of people caught on. I had a lot of fans coming up to me. The first guy, Jesus fucking Christ. And I thank God this was outside during a smoke break. The first fan is like, yo, Eric! It's like, bro.
He yelled it?
Yeah, just like that. It's like...
And he didn't even realize you were in a disguise?
No, he realizes I'm in disguise. That's why, like, come on.
You know what's funny? Real quick, one time somebody recognized me there and they asked if I was filming. And I'm dressed up as Big Red. Like, are you filming?
I don't
Like, bro, no, I dress like this every day of my life.
I literally told
Same outfit.
I literally told somebody because D-Bob kept laughing about it. I forgot what they said. Like, are you in disguise? And I'm like, no, I'm just playing dress up for fun. Like, I don't know what people are thinking sometimes.
This shit's hilarious.
And if they recognize me in disguise, that means they've probably seen the Renato video. They probably know that I'm banned. So why the fuck would you yell, "Yo, Eric," in front of everybody? I was just like, Jesus
Did you tell
Christ.
him?
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like,
Did he realize? Like,
yeah,
oh,
and then
shit.
he's like, oh, my bad. Could I get a picture? But yeah, a lot of people were recognizing me. The one person who didn't recognize me, thank God, is that fucking director who banned me. And it's funny, we walked past him like 15 times.
I didn't even see him. You said I walked past him. I didn't even see him.
Oh, I kept seeing him. And every time I was like, okay, D-Bob, so you see that thing over there? We're just going to go over there real quick. I would just find a reason to start going in the other direction. And I'm surprised, but he didn't really catch on. And he's the type, like, you might think he just doesn't care that I'm there. But like when Joey Stacks pulled up last year, he ran up to him right away. Like, hey, you're not going to cause any problems today, are you?
Really?
And then with Kenny, he did the same thing. And I'm the only one who's like actually banned of the three of us. So he definitely would have came and said something if he realized. So thank God he didn't realize. There was actually one moment. It's pretty funny. I ran into Bakar, the Russian girl that we got to film with at some point. Yeah. I ran into her like outside the expo, walking out to take a smoke break. And I'm like, yo, it's crazy. Like everybody knows that I'm here except the director and security. Like security has no idea I'm here. It's crazy. I'm not even supposed to be here. And then I turn around and there's a fucking security guard standing.
Are you serious? You heard what you were saying?
Yeah, and he's just standing. I'm like, oh shit, did he hear what I said? Did he not hear? Because he's just like no-selling it. Like, I'm like, oh, D-Bob, we might be fucked. Like, but then towards the end, when I take my disguise off and I'm taking my picture for Instagram, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, bro, just want to tell you I'm a huge fan.
For real?
I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, he didn't rat me out.
Hell
he
yeah.
just acted like he didn't hear anything.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Why would he though? Why would he though? He knows it's not any serious problem.
Oh, there's one security guard who's like a fucking dipshit. This fat shit who said he would choke me out if he sees me again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he's
the Olympia?
the LA Expo.
Yeah?
Yeah. So that's another guy. Every time I saw him, I just started walking the other direction. Because like I feel like him or the director would make a huge deal. Other than that, yeah, like
How about Big Boy security? He was pretty chill.
That's honestly one of the reasons why I didn't just try to force my way into the booth. Because he was actually so respectful, I almost felt kind of bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was actually like super chill, surprisingly.
People like that, he's probably about his shit too. He's probably actually ready to throw someone out.
So how did the whole expo go? I said in my vlog that there's some big names this year, and that's why I'm going, because normally local fitness expos are just a circle jerk of all the local gym bros. And goddamn, holy hell, like holy circle jerk. That's all this fucking was.
Yeah.
Like all the fucking local gym bros. It was so dead. I've never seen it this dead before.
Yeah.
I don't remember the LA. I mean, I haven't been there for 5 years, but I've never seen the LA Expo this dead.
I've never been to an LA Expo, but compared to the Olympia, it was tiny.
It used to be damn near like the Olympia.
Yeah.
I mean, when Rich Piana was there, it was like the Olympia, maybe even bigger. And even post Rich Piana, the next couple of years, I remember there was a year where there was Bradley Martin, Christian Guzman, Chris Jones, Brian Shaw. I remember he had a line. Like there were still so many big names.
A lot of people moved out of LA. A lot of people like that, I feel like.
No, but it's one of those expos. It used to be like the Arnold, like the Olympia, where everybody
People would
comes
go there.
together.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because of the fires this year or what, but it was.
I think it was that because a lot of people were commenting about like, oh, you're going to LA, like isn't it burning to the ground? Like there was no airplanes going there or something. Like it's not like that. You could easily travel here still.
It wasn't like that. This was like 2-3 weeks after the fires had already happened. So yeah, it was fucking dead. Besides the Tren Twins and the Strength Cartel and kind of Jay Cutler, but mainly Tren Twins and Strength Cartel, nobody had any line. We had a line holder, which normally that's the biggest problem with the Arnold, the Olympia. Like half the day is waiting in line. So we had a line holder this time, and we only needed him for the Tren Twins and twice for the Strength Cartel.
Yeah.
And that was 6 hours of work for him, setting in those two lines.
Yeah.
But besides that, like we just sent him home. Like there was no
Strength
need.
Cartel's line was moving so slow. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose to keep a fat line, but it was moving ridiculously slow.
So
like it wasn't even that long, bro.
Yeah.
It was long, but it took him 2 hours to get there. There was probably like 30 people in line.
Yeah, at an expo like this, I feel like they drag out the conversations a little bit because that's what they got to do to have the illusion of a line. And don't get me wrong, Strength Cartel still had one of the biggest lines at the expo, but it was just the fact that the expo was so dead. I saw a lot of people making fun of their line in their comments, but just the whole expo.
Honestly, I'm not to back him up, but I think they were making fun of his line because in the video you only see the first section, but then they had to clear out the hallway hallway, and then if you go past the hallway where you couldn't see, that's where the actual line was. So I don't think people realize that.
So as a spectator, if you see anybody advertised at a local expo that you want to meet, that's the best time to do it, in my opinion. Like at an Arnold or an Olympia, you're gonna wait in a long ass line for like anybody, like the lowest tier quote unquote celebrity. But if you're one of the advertised names, one of the quote unquote celebrities, they must have been so fucking embarrassed just sitting there, like with nobody there to see them.
Did Joey Swole have a line?
Oh yeah, Joey Swole actually did have a bit of a line. We stayed away from Joey Swole.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Bro, why is your weed fucking hitting me right now?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why are you giggling?
Me? I'm always giggling.
Seems like it's not just me. Slow down with the fucking weed.
I'm always giggling.
Nah, but this is bad, bro. But yeah, so if you're one of the people that is advertised to be there, I can see why less and less people are going, because like, goddamn, like, you know, at the Olympia and the Arnold, it's like you get an ego boost, like you're somebody, like, you know, you're not important outside of the fitness world, but when you're at the expo, you know, you have people coming up to you and shit. It's a big deal. But at the a local expo like this must be pretty humbling.
So you think it's just been dying out more every year?
Again, I don't know. I haven't been there, so I don't know how it's been the past couple of years. I don't know if it was because of the fires or anything, but for me, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. It makes it easier to film because I don't have to wait in line. But also, does it make it less likely to get a Karen reaction? Because those guys are just like, oh my God, anybody, please just come talk to me.
Probably.
So they don't even care that it's me trying to weigh them. Even if like at the Arnold or the Olympia, they'd be a Karen. But what if they're already just like annoyed? They're like, fuck, nobody wants to see me? Like, fuck all this. Like what am I doing all this for? And then the first person who comes up is me with the scale. That could make them more pissed too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes that's what makes the Karen reaction is when there's a line like Michael Hearn, he's like, I'm trying to get to this. This is what's important.
Bro, imagine Michael Hearn was there with no line.
No line.
I can see
I'm trying to get to this, Mike. You have no line to it.
So I was wondering,
What's your
like,
excuse?
why is Michael Hearn not there? Like, he's local, but it makes sense now.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been able to pull that card.
Yeah, because it's not worth it for everybody else to get their videos, and he doesn't have a line.
Yeah.
He pretty much just show up for everybody to get their videos on him.
Yeah, like, like the line would be me, Kenny KO, probably some guy asking him to open a pickle jar.
Bro, you know,
the guy showing magic tricks.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but imagine a painting of just that Michael Hearn standing at an expo, and it's like you, Kenny KO, and like with a scale and then a mic, just everybody in line like waiting to get their content.
One good thing about the LA Expo is there's cement everywhere.
There's what?
Cement. I took that for granted in part one. I figured that's just normal. It wasn't until part two at the Olympia where I started trying to weigh people, and they're like, hey, that won't work on carpet. And I'm like, oh shit, they're right. Like, why is there carpet everywhere? Where's the cement? And you have to walk like half a mile. And sometimes people don't want to weigh themselves just because of the long trek to find cement.
Yeah.
So shit, I took the cement for granted. I wish there was more cement at expos. The carpet is fucking annoying. Maybe they do it like as a deterrent for me.
You gotta like convince them to walk.
Yeah, so if I ever did make my own scales, one type of scale I wanted to create is one that works on carpet. So maybe it's like on a wood base or something. Because like that's one of the biggest issues I've encountered with scales. People don't realize how big of a problem that actually is. Like when there's no cement, it's actually pretty annoying.
So how would you do that? How's that? Does that actually already exist, do you think?
I haven't seen it. At the Olympia this past year,
It would just have to be something that's like up on a box almost.
that's what I'm saying. D-Bob and I were talking about bringing like a piece of wood with us for those situations.
Yeah, that's all you have to do, honestly. Just a little bit bigger than the scale.
We actually lost one reaction at the Olympia. It wasn't usable. It was with the Wesley Vissers, the fucking classic physique competitor. He just didn't want to walk on cement.
Really?
Which
You didn't want to leave the booth?
Yeah.
How far was it?
It wasn't even maybe 10 feet away. See, that's pretty retarded because I promise.
Was he almost being a Karen? Or?
He wasn't being a Karen. He was one of those, oh, I'm down to do it. It's just, there's people in line. Like, I promise the 2 minutes it's going to take, there is no better ROI use of your time at that booth than having that wholesome scene with me.
Yeah.
That's gonna paint you in a positive light. Like, do you know how many people,
True.
how many people become fans of certain people based on how they act in the Weighing People series?
100%.
But yeah, we've lost reactions because of that, so it was nice to have cement. For a change, I need a minute, bro.
For real?
Yeah. It's bad, bro.
I'm not that high.
Is it indica?
I'm high, but no. Same sativa I've been having.
All right, I had to take a break because Tanner's goddamn weed was fucking me up. But let's get into every specific person that I went up to at the LA Fit Expo. Go over reaction by reaction. It was honestly a banger, like I said. I'm surprised how good it was.
This shit was funny.
Like, I felt like part 8 last year was kind of a letdown at the Arnold. Even though that disguise was better, this character...
at the Arnold?
Yeah, this character just worked so much better, and I got way better reactions. So the Tren Twins, literally the first people I went up to Like, I had the line holder since 10 a.m. there. I actually showed up a bit late, like at noon. So he was literally letting people skip him for like an hour at a certain point.
Really?
Yeah, and literally when I walked into the expo, I went straight to the Tren Twins booth. I didn't even scope the whole place out. Just in case I get kicked out, I at least get that one scene. You know, it's not all for nothing. So yeah, they were super cool. I wasn't sure how that was gonna go, but I was pleasantly surprised.
I couldn't see them being like getting pissed over that.
I mean, I've seen them get kind of pissed at like Greg Doucette before, but I guess that's kind of different.
Yeah,
one at
really,
them at like a personal level.
Greg really calls people out.
But
on a whole nother level.
yeah, so I'm surprised they watch my shit. That's actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
They're actually local here in LA, so Tren Twins, if you're watching this, let's run a fucking prank. I think that would be fucking awesome. I feel like we could do some funny shit, like a fake gym employee prank or something.
Yeah.
Although they're probably too well known at gyms.
Imagine them as the Russian mafia.
We could come up with something good for sure. Then Breon Ansley, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Breon and Nyle Nayga, they gave us the exact reaction I was going for.
Now what?
Nyle Nayga. That's his name. What does it sound like?
Sounds like my dog's name.
Breon and Nyle, they gave me the perfect reaction. They were the two, when they were going on, I'm like, fuck, they're just like not taking this seriously. Like, it's just like, haha, what's your TikTok? I didn't realize till watching it back, I feel like they were both legit like weirded out. And that's where do you fancy a measure in? Like that line just works so perfectly.
Yeah. Wait, is the Nile guy the one that like walked away?
No, Nyle is the, Jesus Christ, man,
okay.
5'9".
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
A massive.
He's like, I'm not that big.
She said, "Are you in the NBA?"
I'm just like so in awe that he's 5'9".
Why did you say that?
I have no idea. Well, it's because he said he's 5'7.5", and then I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, he's actually taller than he said. But the way I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're 5'9", like he's 7 feet tall or something. And then you can just see his face after. He's just like,
You're not that big.
so confused. I don't know why he was acting like that, like if he just woke up or he was acting like really confused at the beginning and kind of weirded out. And then we had a pretty good conversation after off camera. I told him that I should come on his podcast. He has like one of those steroid podcasts where he tries to get like crazy stories, and there's no crazier story than mine. He's gonna get a lot of good clips if I come on for sure. Breon's reaction was hilarious too, but of all people, I'm surprised he didn't know who I am, because we've literally somehow been going to all the same gyms
He kind of seemed out of it
for like a decade. Oh, did you go up to him too?
Yeah, I
What'd you
didn't
do?
use it though. I was just like fake stealing from his booth, but he didn't even like pay attention. And then I just walked up to him and started talking to him. And I don't know, he just seemed like out of it kind of. I've never met him though, so.
We've never talked to each other, but we've been going to the same gyms for like a decade. I've always kind of assumed he doesn't fuck with me because
Really?
he's like friends with Mike O'Hearn and
Oh, yeah.
But he's been within earshot. He trains without headphones, I've noticed, and he's been within earshot so many times where people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, that was crazy when Mike O'Hearn, you asked his height and he smashed your scale." Like, I've had so many of those conversations right in front of him, but he might just be zoned in when he trains. I'm like that too. Like, I'm just not paying attention to anything when I'm at the gym. So
Yeah. Especially if he's wearing headphones and shit.
he's not though.
Oh, he's not wearing headphones.
But I guess he's just still so zoned in that, you know.
Yeah.
As far as Cali Muscle, what in the blue hell was that?
I don't know, bro. He's a different person. Not the same Cali Muscle he once was.
It's like he's possessed or something. Yeah. After his eye surgery.
The eye surgery, yeah, and after he had the health problems. And yeah, the eye surgery, man, he's like a whole different person.
That was just so fucking strange. Yeah, so Big Boy, he's one of the people that recognized me right away.
Yeah.
I think you going up to him. So what I think happened, I could be wrong, but what I
He
think...
probably saw you walking by and shit too.
Yeah, I was like,
don't let that guy come up.
no, but I don't think that would have gave it away. I think what gave it away was you went up first, then somebody probably, one of his friends probably told him, "Oh, that's the guy who's friends with the scale guy or whatever."
Yeah.
And then he sees us together and he puts two and two together.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, that's probably why he knew right away.
Because the security was like ready when you walked up. So he obviously was like, "Don't let this guy come up."
Yeah, I was like 3 people away in line and he came up to me at
Yeah.
that point, and I was talking to the security guard for a long time. And like I said, I almost felt bad towards the end because he was just being super
Yeah,
chill. Like,
he was super chill.
but then as I was already about to leave, Cali Muscle just happens to walk by. I didn't even realize that at first. I think D-Bot
Bro,
pointed him out.
he was just being so weird for some reason. I don't know how to explain it.
Bro, what was that reaction?
I don't know.
And then he like mad dogged the shit out of D-Bob.
Yeah.
D-Bob
he?
said he thought he was about to like go after him or
Really?
some shit. Yeah. But
He kept saying he was 5'2".
I'm 5'2".
5'2".
What he said, he's like, I'm 5'2".
Yeah. And you were like, "You sure you look taller than 5'2"? He's like, "I'm 5'2".
Too much going on.
He said that.
Yeah, there's like nobody there for him. I don't understand why he and Tren Cartel, they have this whole gimmick of just being angry all the time. That's what makes them like the targets for
Shit's hilarious.
Me, Kenny KO.
I used to fucking watch Cali Muscle all the time when I first started working out. Back when he used to work out like outside. What was
When
that,
he was
Venice
natural?
Beach? Fuck no. Like when he just got out of prison, he was like massive.
Yeah, when he was natural.
Yeah.
When
he used to say he was natural?
Yeah, that was like his
What?
big thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
To Kenny?
No, like his first video ever that went viral, he talked about how he's natural.
Just a ramen noodle diet?
That was like a meme, the tuna and ramen noodles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Strength Cartel and Cali just always acting angry. I feel like that's what attracts. Like everybody knows it's going to be a gold mine for a reaction. And then the other Strength Cartel guys. What about the other guys at the booth? Like, did you see him in the background?
Yeah.
Like all acting like they're so pissed that I'm there. Like the surprise best interaction of the expo by far, I feel like, was Chef Rush.
Yeah.
Like that made the fucking video.
The one push-up?
Yeah, that was literally just gonna be a miscellaneous scene. Like one of those random scenes that's mixed in with the heights and weights. Well, actually, at first I was trying to get 2 videos, the weighing people and then a miscellaneous video. And I'll talk about this in a sec. That's a whole different discussion, but I kind of realized that at this point I'm better off just focusing on the weighing people and then just throw in like a couple of the really banger miscellaneous scenes in there because...
I mean, you actually got his weight this time.
Yeah, so I was not expecting that at all. I was just gonna ask a bunch of questions about the 2,222 push-ups and just like keep asking questions and see what he says. Then it turned into that one push-up and he got me. He kind of trolled me with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have known when he said one push-up that it's not just gonna be one push-up.
Yeah. How long was it?
2 minutes, exactly.
A 2-minute push-up?
Yeah.
So wwill you just hold it down or do you go down slowly?
We were supposed to go down slowly, but I was not expecting it to be like that. So I pretty much ended up like holding like the bottom part of it for like a minute, 30 seconds. But then randomly, he's like, so how much are you weighing right now? I'm like, 230. And he's like, oh, well, I'm about 274. Then I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, what's that? You're 274 right now? And he's like, whoa.
Really?
Yeah. So at that point, I figured like I wasn't even going to ask his weight. Like it was just going to be a miscellaneous scene, like I said. But once he brought up the weight himself, I'm like, he's the one guy who, like he even was okay with checking his height. He just did not want to check his weight before because he's not that guy. So I'm like, this is perfect now.
He asked you the weight.
Yeah, so it's perfect. The scene just like flowed so perfectly. It's like it was scripted or some shit. It was just so perfect. And then he ends up actually weighing himself this time, and he really is that guy.
He's that guy now.
Yeah, that made the whole video. That was the perfect ending scene. And we actually talked a little bit off camera after I bumped into him again. He told me why he was a quote unquote Karen before he was going through some stuff. So yeah, and he lives really close apparently. So I'm actually super down to do the 2,222 push-ups with him in a video.
Yeah.
He actually just commented on my video today saying like, yo, when are we running it? Yeah.
Which video?
The weighing people.
Bro, fucking do that shit ASAP.
I almost feel like I gotta train a little bit for endurance.
Maybe, yeah. True. Train some push-ups for a couple weeks.
But yeah, I'm super down to do it. I want you in the video too.
Yeah.
Do the 2,222 push-ups with us.
Fun. You think you could actually do that in a day? You think he actually does? I mean, I guess he wants to show you.
After seeing the way he did that one push-up,
he wants to do what he said he does.
I'll take his word for it. It's just it's just very hard to logistically picture somebody doing that many push-ups a day.
And he said it within a couple hours.
But it's not even so. I could believe that seeing the way he did the one push-up, but it's just the way he's built. So like, when does he train biceps? When does he train back? When is because it's not like he's all chest.
That's what I'm saying. Like, every day is just push-up day.
Yeah,
he probably works out at nightlime too.
Like logistically, it's kind of hard to picture. But
does he still train chest in the gym?
I mean, these are all good questions. You know? We should ask all these questions. Yeah. But yeah, I'm down to do it. And now you're asking if I think I could do 2,222 push-ups. Like I told him later off camera, I believe that's all about heart.
That's a lot though.
Okay, what if it was a Mr. Beast video and $5 million was on the line? You're telling me you can't do it?
I'm doing 2,200 push-ups.
Yeah, so I feel like it's literally just about heart. I definitely feel like I could do it. I might not do it.
It would take longer than a couple hours.
Yeah, I'm not doing it in an hour and 30 minutes probably, but...
Like we'd have to take breaks and like eat food probably.
But I'm down for that. You know, I did the Rich Piana 8-hour arm workout before.
Oh, you did actually?
Yeah, I actually did it.
Yeah.
Bradley was
I'm surprised I never have. He was what?
Bradley was in the video.
He was in the video?
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
No, I lost the video.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Damn. It was a banger. And I was eating sushi every 30 minutes because Rich would do protein shakes. But I, right before he passed, we were supposed to go to all you can eat sushi and we never did. So I did sushi instead.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So funny story too. Chef Rush, although he did give me the Karen reaction in part 3, we've been cool for a while because when we were filming part 5 in Vegas at the Olympia, we kept running into Chef Rush in the elevator.
Wait, in the elevator at the Olympia. What elevator?
So we were staying in the Venetian Hotel.
Oh, in the hotel.
Which is the hotel that was hosting the Olympia. And so when it's held at a convention center, this is why I like it more when it's in Florida, because you just stay at a hotel 10 minutes away, you get into an Uber, they drop you right off, and you walk in. I thought staying at the same hotel that hosts the Olympia would make it easier. Oh, fuck me. It was like a mile walk from the room to to the actual like room they were holding the event in. And what's even crazier is
Still have to Uber to the other side of the building.
but you can't. You have to walk in through the inside of the building.
I remember.
That's like a legit fucking maze. Everything is like that at the Venetian. Like, just to get out of your room and to like go eat somewhere in the hotel.
Just the casinos.
No, but the Venetian is like the worst of the fucking worst. I've never seen anything like it. So Chef Rush was apparently having the same problem, and he was staying on the same floor. So we just kept running into him in the elevator. So like the first time we saw him, it was just like, hey, like kind of awkward. But then after like the second, third time, we just started laughing and like shooting the shit, you know, in the elevator. Yeah. It's like, damn, you can't find your room either? Like, oh, me neither. Oh, it's fucking crazy, you know?
You saying that?
Yeah. And you know who else we kept running into at the hotel?
Who?
That weekend?
Who?
Big Joe from the Straight Cartel.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
In the elevator?
And this was, no, not in the elevator.
You should have went up to him.
Not in the elevator, not in the elevator. This was like in the lobby.
Imagine just being in the elevator with Big Joe.
Bro, I swear to God, this was right after Hugo told Big Boy, just because you're big doesn't mean you can fight.
Really?
And then we were trying to leave the fucking building. And again, it's like a maze. So we're trying to find the parking lot, but we just keep ending up in the same spot. And I swear Big Joe just kept like spawning out of nowhere. But the good thing is he was like with a woman, so he was like mad dogging the shit out of us. But you could tell he wasn't in the mood to like...
Yeah. I bet if you went up to him or some shit, he probably would have fucking flipped.
Yeah, while he's with a woman.
Like, oh, fuck. What the fuck you think you're doing, homie?
No, but it was like Michael Myers, I swear. Like, just every time we turn around, like Big Joe was there. And this is right after Hugo fucked with Big Boy too. It was kind of weird seeing Big Joe alone too.
He would play a good Michael Myers. He literally is Michael Myers.
He looks like a real life horror movie.
He's like
character.
actually Michael Myers, bro. I wonder what he does on a regular basis. Like,
He doesn't have social media?
Yeah.
Like, what does he do? He should come on the podcast.
Yeah, for real.
I want to know who the fuck is Big Joe.
Yeah, bro. We want to know about him, his life story.
He seems like a really interesting person. So Big Joe,
If you're watching this,
first guest on the Scaling Up podcast, you're invited. I think that would be a banger.
that would be.
I want to know more about Big Joe.
Yeah.
For real.
I really do, honestly. He's the most interesting person in the whole group.
That just made me think, like, running into Chef Rush so many times in the elevator. What if it was Big Joe in the elevator? What if it was Mike Van Wyck? Mike O'Hearn. You know, one time I was on the same flight as Mike O'Hearn?
Really?
Yeah.
Going where?
To Ohio for the Arnold. This was back in 2014. I was in high school.
Way before you ever knew him?
Yeah. I took a picture with him.
Was he popular at the time? On social media? I know he was on the
I mean, he was Mike O'Hearn. I'm pretty sure he was sitting next to nobody.
Just whole row to himself?
He wasn't first class, but if I recall correctly, he had nobody next to him.
Yeah.
Like, if this was, like, now, I probably would have paid whatever it costs just to imagine. What do you think he would do?
Oh, man, I don't know.
If he had to sit on a
hilarious.
6-hour flight next to me.
So here's the thing.
Oh,
he
my
would tell
God.
his whole life story.
Oh, that would be such a banger
Yeah,
if we could film that.
He would probably just ramble. So we got time to talk about this now. All right, here's the thing. Here's why. He would just explain everything in detail. You ever watch like his live streams or Q&A? That's like what it would be like.
I've gone on the live streams after they're posted just to see. He must have like height, weight, Eric Kanevsky, like all in banned words.
Yeah.
Because there's, especially after the Olympia, there's zero chance that wouldn't have been like every question if 100%. It wasn't in banned words. What do you think would happen on a 6-hour flight next to Mike Van Wyck? Would you become homies or would it be...
We probably end up
would you knock the plane over?
We probably end up getting off the plane in handcuffs.
But yeah, just like, it's so crazy how you could just end up trapped in an elevator with...
It's pretty not unlikely at those expos too, if you put yourself in the position of going to those hotels and stuff like that.
But yeah, I do kind of miss part 1 and part 2 when nobody knew who I was and we would get people's true, authentic reaction. This is what I was talking about with Kenny too.
You know what you have to do to get people's true, authentic reactions again? What? Is do this at not a bodybuilding expo, like a fighting expo or...
Oh yeah.
That would be ideal. Like WWE or MMA or some shit. Those type of
a lot of WWE wrestlers know who I am. You'd be surprised. But fighting, yeah.
Like if there was somehow some type of UFC expo with big names, that would be crazy, I feel like.
Oh, for sure.
Imagine like John Jones or some shit.
You know, you used to go to the LA Fit Expo, actually.
With a booth?
Yeah.
John Jones?
John Jones.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
random
why
as fuck.
that I was kind of surprised that he's as famous as he is, because back then I don't follow UFC like that, but I remember everybody talking about John Jones there. So I assumed if he's at the LA Fit Expo, he must not be that big of a deal, but I didn't realize John Jones is like
he blew up
pretty
more and
fucking
more over
big.
time.
Yeah, maybe this was before he was actually popping. But that's one thing I miss when nobody knew who I was, to get people's true, genuine reactions. And we were talking with Kenny about this. It's like everybody, like in his videos, natty or not is not the offensive question it once was, because now it's the cool thing to be open and honest. So people are just waiting for him to come up and ask the question. They're just like, oh, this is my moment. No, I'm not natural. I'm on 500 tests and 350 Tren, and everybody needs to be more honest. I don't ever understand why everybody's such a fake. Like, yo, Kenny, next time somebody does that, like if they just say, yes, I'm natural, or no, I'm not natural, cool. But if they start the whole, oh, I'm the most honest person, why would anybody ever lie? Be like, okay, cool. When's the last time you masturbated? Or
ask a different question.
Or like, pull up your phone, your browser. All right, let's put a P. Oh, let's see what comes up in history. Pull up OnlyFans real quick. Let's see if you're logged in. Who are you following? Which bank do you use? Bank of America or Chase? Okay, do you mind logging in real quick? Let's see what's in your bank account.
How much money's in your bank?
Like, it's like being open and honest about using gear is such a rudimentary level of being open and honest. Like, it means nothing.
We talked about it on that one podcast too. It's like, makes it worse.
So I feel like that's what Kenny needs to do. And like with the scale thing, it's not even about honesty. Like, some people still think it is, but it's more about seeing who's a dick and who's not.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people kind of picked up on that, and they just know they pretty much just have to behave in my videos. Some of them you can sometimes tell they don't really want to, but it's like...
It's the way you edit it too, because you point out like there's always a Karen reaction.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the next Karen reaction?
Nobody wants to be the next Karen. Yeah. I don't know.
Some people might.
And then there's still that one, like Big Boy or Mike Van Wyck. They know what's gonna...
Do you think he knew you though?
Who?
Mike Van Wyck? He didn't seem like he did know us.
He literally told us after.
Oh, really?
He's like, yeah, I watch your videos.
Oh, okay.
So I never posted this part. We talked after, but he's like, you should have come up and asked me if you could do this, and I would have said yes. That defeats kind of the whole purpose.
So like, pretty much telling you to do a fake prank?
Pretty much. Like, if I go up and I'm like, hey man, I'm going to come up in a second and ask your height and weight.
Isn't that funny how that's how it's done there? These expos and all these people, like, they just usually just fake shit. It's just all skits.
Bro, the Jesse James West videos at the expos?
Yeah. It's literally just all skits. Like, he says he sneaks in, but he's getting permission. Like, come on, bro.
That's so gay. Especially when I'm actually fucking sneaking in.
He says he's, like, sneaking into Chris
I actually
Bumstead.
have the fucking cops looking for me.
Yeah. That shit's crazy, man. All that fake shit.
But then he does this whole, I snuck into the Olympia, and acting like he's going up to this major celebrity, Chris Bumstead, who he's fucking friends with. Yeah, it's just, and that gets like 10 times the views. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying.
That's some of his most viewed videos, the sneaking videos and shit.
And he doesn't actually, I wonder if Arax, I feel like Arax, like original sneaking in videos were real. The newer ones.
Yeah, he's done some fake shit too.
I just have to.
100%.
I'm kind of curious. All right, so we went way off topic there.
Happens sometimes.
Yeah. That wasn't the correct discussion, but it was a good discussion. Yeah. All right, so the last couple scenes from the LA Fit Expo. Shout out to Martin Fitzwater. That's the guy that's friends with Fuad and Mike. Like I said in the video.
The big ass guy.
Yeah, he's way bigger than I thought he would be. But also, I'm used to seeing everybody, all the bodybuilders at the Olympia.
He looks damn near like Olympia, competitive level.
He's 4th place at the Olympia. What do you mean?
I don't really know who he is.
He beat Sebum in Open.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When Sebum did his Open show.
Yeah.
He's the guy who beat Sebum.
Damn.
So usually I see bodybuilders right before the Arnold's or the Olympia. And people don't realize when bodybuilders are about to compete, that's when they look their smallest in person. Yeah. They're most shriveled up.
Their frame is smaller.
Yeah, so seeing an off-season bodybuilder like that was like, holy shit. But yeah, I wonder if all the others are that big too in the off-season, full-blown off-season.
How much do you weigh?
270 or 266 exactly. I remember as he was about to weigh himself, he's like, you know, I might not be exactly 270. It's like, dude, I literally said, not everybody has body dysmorphia, mate. I also noticed watching a lot of their reactions back, I do this thing sometimes when people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, you're so big, just like random people at Chipotle or Ralph's or if I'm ever at Ralph's, grocery shopping. But yeah, just out and about when people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, you're so big. And I'll be like, I'm actually small right now. And I'm being dead ass. I'm like, no, this is me small. I used to be way bigger. And the reason I say that is because I don't really I'm just trying to create a conversation. Like, I don't really know what to say, but I just realized when all of those guys are like, oh, I normally weigh 5 pounds. Like that just, it's just, I need to stop saying that. That's just so cringe. I didn't realize how like, it sounds kind of like almost insecure when you hear somebody else saying that. So I need to stop saying that.
I feel that. Like you're just saying, oh, I used to like be bigger. It's like you want to be bigger or some shit. Like just be like, oh,
like as if I'm not fucking big right now.
Yeah, just be like, I appreciate it.
Yeah, right? Well, I'm just trying to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
But it's just a weird conversation to have to begin with.
Pull up pictures. Bro, I used to be like 380 like this. What was the most you ever weighed?
320.
320?
380. Holy fuck.
No, I didn't think you were. I was just saying a random number, but 320 is crazy.
Either way, Martin ended up being a lot cooler than I expected. Like, he was actually like, you could tell he's just a super chill guy. And then Branch Warren, that was just like a guaranteed Karen reaction. He
doesn't even like to talk to fans, let alone someone trying to film him.
I don't know if everybody realized, I did go up to him at the Olympia last year. It was a super quick scene. I was kind of annoyed because I told Alex to go up to him.
Oh, with Alex, yeah.
I didn't mean go up like that moment because Branch was walking. And that's like one of the number one rules of filming. You don't talk to somebody when they're walking. You get them when they're stationary. Like when we're doing pranks.
I was surprised you did that, but
we'll never go up to somebody who's just walking because they're just going to walk away. You know what I mean? When somebody's sitting down or they're like stuck in one spot at a booth, that's when you go up to them. So yeah, Branch just walked away. But then I knew we have to get a proper scene eventually, and we got it here.
Did he know who you were?
Surprisingly, I don't think he put 2 and 2 together that I'm the same guy. Last year when I was in Disguise, one guy who I did a podcast with, Beef Stew, he's like, oh, I'm finally in one of these videos. So you must just think like, a bunch of people do them. I was almost kind of like, yo, why wouldn't you call this Brazilian guy out on stealing your friend's content? Like, why would you just be okay with doing it if you don't think it's me doing it?
Yeah.
Why would you weigh yourself for somebody else who's not me? And then Ian, who's also friends with Fuad and Mike, he said the same thing. I'm finally on one of these. So yeah, like
finally on one of these. It's like a fever dream for him. For real though, I mean, it probably like some people are probably like, hell yeah, like I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, some people don't realize. I think Branch was just like one of those who didn't put 2 and 2 together right away that I'm the same person. And his scene did not disappoint. Now the photographer scene. Oh my God. The one where I creeped the guy out. Yeah. So I can't wait to get more of those tomorrow outside of an expo setting, which by the way, we are filming tomorrow, which doesn't mean that the video is going to be posted tomorrow.
Are you getting your shit re-bleached?
Should I?
Like I mean, it's still mostly, but yeah, if you can, I guess.
I mean, does it look not natural at this point with the wig, you feel like?
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's mustaches that are like that naturally, or it is starting to come in the side a little bit.
I could bleach it tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the photographer scene, oh my God, banger. What people don't understand though is that took like 15 different takes. Really? Everybody else who I went up to and tried to do it with, they're like, oh, haha, what's your TikTok?
Yeah, but that's only because it's at the expos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pranks don't work at expos.
No.
It's not the setting for that.
Yeah, I'm starting to not like it unless there's a specific thing.
Yeah, for some reason I thought the robbing people would be way crazier.
Yeah, me too.
You also could have tried it more like I did. I don't think you tried it 15 times like I did with the photographer.
I did at least 15 robbing scenes.
Are you sure?
100%. I did a lot, over and over and over.
And it just wasn't working?
No.
That's crazy.
I would say if I had to guess, I literally did probably about 15.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed at like Comic-Con videos and shit. And like people tell me to go to like porn conventions. And like I just see other creators doing that and it's always just so cringe.
Yeah. The only funny one that I saw that was a really good idea was the, what's it called? Not the pest control, but like the animal control at the furry convention.
Bro, that just...
It is still like a haha, what's your TikTok?
Bro, that makes me...
I don't really remember watching it. I don't remember if there was like...
I haven't seen the video and it gives me PTSD somehow. Yeah. I can just imagine the haha, what's your TikTok reactions.
I feel like a lot of them got mad though.
I don't know why it took me so long to realize that pranks don't work at expos. I tried to do the telling bodybuilders they got small, the talking business with bodybuilders, asking bodybuilders to stay at their hotel rooms. And
well, those are funny though. Because those kind of do work. Because they think you're being serious.
So the asking bodybuilders...
So that's actually what you have to do is like just be serious but like weird. Like just be yourself and just be like weird.
See, I don't like pranking the big name bodybuilders who were like cool with me before because I just fuck up a connection. Yeah. And if those scenes went super viral, but they're just not strong enough reactions to do regardless. And yeah, pranks at expos, they just don't work. But people, see, the Wang people, that works great. That's a social experiment, that's not a prank. When people call it a prank, I don't know how people think that's a prank. Asking people their height and weight, then seeing who's lying and who's not. A prank would be if I ask their height and weight, and then I pull out a rigged scale that's like 20 pounds lighter. That's what iCatcher said I did. Bro, did you see he told Higo?
Would you ever do that at some point?
I should have done that from the very start if I did that. At this point, that would kind of, it would kind of bastardize the whole series.
Yeah.
Kind of ruin its credibility. Like, that's just not what I'm doing with that specific series.
Yeah.
Maybe to like somebody.
If Michael Hearn ever agrees.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That would be the first thing.
But even then, I'd be like,
no, this scale must be off or something.
no, the same scale I use for everybody else.
I've been using all day.
It's actually funny that I've done 10 parts. I probably weighed at least 100 people now, and I've never rigged the scale. So if I actually did it, if I actually ever did do it, they'd be like, shit, like my weight must be off. Yeah. Like they think they're the crazy one.
I didn't eat today or some shit.
But yeah, even if I did that to like Michael Hearn, I'd be like, just kidding, and pull out the real scale after. Because that would kind of bastardize the whole series at this point. But yeah, weighing people is not a prank. It's just a question.
It's like the most simple question.
The most innocent question in the world. That's what makes it so good.
Right.
That I'm not like doing anything crazy. And I get these crazy reactions. I feel like that's why people love it so much. Yeah. Why it works.
Definitely.
All right, so that pretty much covers all of the Expo talk. That is going to be my only Expo this year besides the Olympia, which is the only big Expo that I'm actually welcome at. So I'll be there as myself in October, as always. No Arnold this year. This was my Arnold, so enjoy, guys. No more Expos until part 11, and that's when hopefully Michael Hearn makes his comeback. And I have a whole, 8 months to plan for that? So you best believe that's going to be a banger. With that being said, we read all super chats, $5 and up at the end of every episode. And this week we got a total of 1. Now, we actually got 2, well, no, 1.5, let's say. Because I will not read super chats under $5, but we got a $2 one this week, and it's actually something I don't mind talking about, so fuck it, might as well. But the $5 super chat we got comes from Camel Cats 5280, who says, you and Tanner are the last 2 people on Earth. All you have to do is survive 10 years. How do you do it? So, what's the challenge?
Yeah, it seems pretty easy. If you're literally the last 2 people on Earth and nothing else changes and all the grocery stores are here.
I understand if it was like a zombie apocalypse and we have to like fight off zombies or some shit.
Yeah.
But if we're literally just the last 2 people on Earth, are all the grocery stores still there? Because there's...
You'd have to go grocery shopping.
What else is there to do, though, for the last 2 people on Earth? It's not like there's much else to do at that point.
You don't have to make phone calls or make content. Shit, I'd still make content just in case the population increases. We have a bunch of crazy content.
We'll just be sitting... But what are we going to film?
Podcast.
Just going to prank me?
So what happened this week? We squished some bugs.
Yeah, but if the grocery stores are still around, even people's fucking houses that they lived in, there'd be so much non-perishable food to last for at least a couple of years. And then even if, like, assuming we'd just be in the wilderness and had to hunt, shit, I'd be happy with having Tanner there as the other person with me, because Tanner is good at cooking. See, me cooking is I'll just fucking heat up.
I am good at cooking, but
food that's already pre-made.
I've never hunted before. I have confidence I can learn.
Oh, we can
easily
learn,
with somebody, but learning on your own, it would be a challenge. Learning how to skin it and do it the proper way without.
Oh, true. That whole aspect of it.
I've watched some YouTube videos just to like at least have some knowledge just in case.
But there probably could we still watch YouTube? Because where would the service come from?
You'd have to have it downloaded.
Yeah, so
you could search for DVDs.
I don't really see how this is a challenge, because if we're the last 2 people on Earth, unless we're like fighting off zombies or some shit, we'll hunt if there's no grocery store. It doesn't really seem like a challenge.
Eat some rabbits and shit.
Yeah, I'd be glad that it's Tanner and not somebody else, because Tanner's really good at cooking. You always cook when you're staying over here.
I'm about to cook right after this podcast.
What are you cooking?
Probably like beef and pasta.
What about grilled cheese?
Oh yeah.
Make me a grilled cheese.
We can do both.
And then, all right. The $2 super chat. Mega Wolf 3790 said, Eric, you said that Mexicans give the worst reactions. Why do you think that is? Are they just super chill / nonchalant and don't give a fuck? Also, thoughts on having moderate alcohol during a cut? And do you think Tanner looks aesthetic as fuck and is what naturals should strive to look like? So 90% of Mexicans that you go up to and try to prank, the reaction is 90. I'm sorry, 90.
It's literally all they say.
I'm sorry. Which is not even the fact that they don't speak English, because if you go up to an Asian who doesn't speak English, or an Indian who doesn't speak English, or a European, non-Russian European, who I otherwise would not be able to communicate with and they don't speak English, they'll give a crazy facial reaction.
Yeah.
They'll react with their body. Mexicans will literally just say 90.
No, sorry. Sorry.
That's if they don't speak English. If they do speak English, somehow it's the same reaction, just in English.
Yeah.
Like they just
No, I'm all right, man.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Try again. Like if they know it's a prank, they'll be like, try someone else, man.
Bro, yeah, like I remember we were doing this drive-through prank where Den and I were switching. So he had the tattoos on like Vladimir. He was dressed like Vladimir, but obviously he's a midget and I'm a big regular sized person. So even if you knew it's a prank and you're working at that drive-through, you would still be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like they purposely like tried not to.
Yeah.
So like Den would ask for a water cup, then we switch with him and I'm in the driver's seat when they come back. You're just like, oh, here.
What the fuck?
Like no reaction at all. I was starting to lose
Why do you
my
think that is?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or they try to no-sell it. You know, I mean, it's not a terrible thing like in everyday life, stoicism, I guess. But as far as doing pranks, like it's just terrible. Like, for example, when we do the house pranks on those apps where we can hire workers and we know nothing else about the person besides the race, like we'll pick a white or black or like every other race just seems to react better. I don't know what it is.
It depends on the prank.
So what prank would you say Mexicans would give a better reaction?
Oh, no, I'm saying it depends on the prank for if we're picking like white or black people. Usually almost never pick a Mexican.
Yeah, I can't see a situation where if we know nothing else about the person besides the race where we would pick a Mexican. Like 95% of the time, Mexicans just don't react to pranks for some reason. And the other question, thoughts on moderate alcohol during a cut? I mean, it's not going to destroy you, but alcohol is one of the worst things for bodybuilding in general if you're trying to change your physique. And do you think Tanner looks aesthetic as fuck and is what naturals should strive to look like? I think as far as for being 6'4" and the amount of muscle you have on your frame, I don't think you can have much more muscle as a natural.
I think I could have a little bit, but
I don't think you can.
it depends on genetics. Like
Bro.
I'm really tall and I have long muscle bellies.
You eat like a fucking bodybuilder.
I could eat a lot more though.
You follow, but then you gain fat.
Some fat, yeah. I would have to gain some fat to gain muscle for
So
sure.
you can gain muscle. You're just,
I'm really
you're just
lean
gonna
right
have to
now.
gain fat with it.
I haven't done a bulk in a long time.
What would you say your body fat is right now?
Probably like 12. Which is like lean but not shredded.
Yeah, so like 12% body fat at what, 220 pounds, 6'4"?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do much better as a natural, if I'm being honest.
So yeah, then.
Now, there's definitely, like, I'm sure there's people with nicer, like, muscle bellies, so they can look bigger, they can appear bigger.
Right.
Especially in, like, photos by themselves.
Yeah.
But as far as actually being bigger, I don't think it's possible as natural.
Yeah, so the answer is yeah, then people can strive to reach their genetic potential. Just wait till I hop on test, bro, and put on 20 pounds of lean muscle.
Yeah, some people already think you're on steroids.
If I didn't know me, I would think I'm on TRT.
Yeah, if I didn't know, I wouldn't know.
Why not?
Yeah.
100%.
I can see it for sure.
My skin too and shit. Like I got scars. Like I would 100% think I'm on TRT.
So yeah, I feel like for a 6'4" person, Tanner is definitely the peak natural physique. But also keep in mind, again, how many hours do you train when you're at the gym?
Just like one, unless I do cardio. I used to train for a lot longer.
I don't know, man. I have your location. You'll be in the gym for hours.
For real?
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe. Like it depends.
See, I'm in and out of the gym in 45 minutes.
Especially lately because I have been trying to do more cardio.
So keep this in mind. Tanner trains more than I do.
Yeah.
His diet is stricter than mine is.
Yeah. It's crazy how...
And you've been how many years consistent with that?
Since I was 16 years old, 100% consistent.
Okay, so my question is, do you want to spend 14 years to achieve the peak natural physique? I don't know, just playing devil's advocate.
No, I mean, like I said in another podcast, I did do one cycle. And the progress that I made in 10 weeks, not even 3 months of doing steroids was what I made in 6 years naturally. Literally.
And of course, there's going to be the people who are like, oh, you can't say you're natural if you ever took steroids. Like,
yeah.
That's literally if you do one.
I think it does make a little bit of a difference, but the fact that it was 8 years ago, I think after 5 years you can claim natural again. Especially if it's only one
literally,
cycle.
if you do
It'd be one thing if you did shit your whole life and then try to come off or whatever. But even then, after a while, it's like those hormones aren't
do
in
you
your body
understand
anymore.
what would happen if you've been using it your whole life and you tried to come off? For like 2 years, your test would be like 50.
Yeah, and I did lose all of my steroid weight that I gained. I went back to my natural weight, what I was.
When you do one cycle, you are literally worse off after than you would be if you just stayed natural.
Yeah.
Because your shit comes crashing down after.
Luckily, I felt fine, but my hormones obviously were messed up because I got crazy acne. But luckily, my libido was fine, my energy was fine, I just got terrible acne.
It's like, if you're just natural, then you're slowly, almost like a plateau, but like kind of going up slowly. Whereas if you do one cycle, it'll go up and then,
yeah,
like you'll be worse off than if you just stay natural.
Especially because a lot of people get discouraged and get depressed after they do a cycle and come off. Like it's not the same anymore. But
not even that. It literally fucks your hormones up.
Yeah,
which
it does. I actually refused to train any less. I actually trained even harder when I came off, and I was like, I'm not going to be one of those guys that gets depressed and sad. I'm going to keep going with my natural limit or whatever. If I didn't get acne, I would have kept doing it. I would have been a different person right now.
But long story short, yes, I think for a 6'4" person, this is the peak natural physique. And people also don't realize.
Genetics.
People don't also realize how big you are. First of all, you're sitting next to me on this podcast. We're sitting, so you can't see your height, and you're sitting back.
Yeah.
Like when I look how much smaller I look when I'm sitting back like this. Like people don't realize how big you actually are in person. But
for sure, especially like that's how it always is when you see tall people that have like a bigger frame, longer muscle bellies. It's like they look a lot bigger in person.
also, when you take a picture by yourself, you can be like a Jesse James West. It look like nothing, but if you're by yourself in a photo with nice lighting with a pump, you can look like something. But then like if he stood next to you, like you just straight dwarf him.
I see him in person, he's tiny.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's different in person versus in pictures by yourself. Not to be like Jason Blaha. A lot bigger in person.
A lot.
Bro, Jason Blaha's been wilding out recently.
Yeah.
He's been talking about me.
Yeah.
I wish it was somebody
I
more...
saw that. Yeah. He said he would fight you or some shit?
No, he's like giving me a warning not to show up to his house. Why the fuck would I show up to his house? Like I have nothing better to do.
He's trying to start shit.
Yeah, it's like I wish it was somebody more relevant so we could talk about it on the podcast and react to it, but like it's not. It's really gonna make people click off. So hopefully you didn't click off when we just talked about it. So, but either way, this is the end of the podcast. So you can click off now. We're out of here.